Good morning, folks. Well, actually, it just hit 12 o'clock, so I guess it's not morning. I decided to walk down one of these country roads that connects two bigger roads today. But do you believe the sun is actually out? And it just came out in the last half hour. So, oh my God, it's so wonderful. I could feel it. And the air is fresh and crisp. So, I got up at 4:45 this morning and couldn't get back to sleep. So I've been up, I've been running, and I got a lot of things accomplished this morning. I stopped to see my brother. Tomorrow, my sister's gonna be coming up, and we're gonna head on up to the lake because she found out that they put the boat in the water for her. She rented a dock space, so we're gonna go check it out tomorrow. But I have a lot of energy, even though I didn't get a lot of sleep. You know, yeah, I'm getting a little exhausted, but I'll try to keep this right at 20 minutes today. My hip is feeling better. Look at this nice log cabin right here. Isn't that beautiful? Just beautiful. Some people from New York City bought it a few years ago. And they closed it up for the winter. Looks like it's still closed up. But isn't it gorgeous? No other homes around. I love that. So how are you folks doing today? I hope you're all well. I don't know if any of you watched that video I put out last night. I was so glad to be able to vent to you guys because I was upset about that letter, about that incident that happened when I went to get my physical and the GP yelled at me. But it did help me get it off my chest. Now, normally I would have been on the phone yapping to my sister about it, which I still plan on talking to her about it tomorrow. But it felt good to be able to talk to you guys. And I hope it helped you, some of you, a little bit. You know, we don't have to take that abuse. And I was thinking about it. I think, honestly, I hate to say this, but I think if I would have walked into that office, that examining room, and I wasn't so fat and out of shape and worn down, you know, if I would have walked in there healthy, slim, my head up high, feeling good, a bounce to my step, I don't think that nurse would have talked to me like that. You know, I think my image, I think she took advantage of my, what's the word I'm looking for? But I could be wrong. She might be like that with everybody. She does have a history of it. But I do think, and I always thought this through the years, that, you know, if you're in shape, I think there are some people that do treat you better than if you're fat and out of shape. I've noticed that through the years. You know, now, people always treated me with respect for the most part, but, you know, I think some of them could have been a little more, I can't think of the words this morning. They could have been a little bit nicer. You know, some people just go through the motions. And then when there's other people that are in shape, they're the ones that get served or whatever the case may be. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I hope you do. I can't think of the words this morning. But I'm sure a lot of you that suffer with obesity have come across people like that. And if you put that alongside of being older, so you're obese, you're older, you know, some people are not going to treat you right. It does happen. A year or two ago, I heard that older lady was walking down the street in New York and got clobbered with a club or something like that. Somebody just running by decided they wanted to hit her across the head. And I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I saw a video one time and it made me cry. You know, I like to cry sometimes. But it was the actual video of this woman. She was in a nursing home and she was sitting in a wheelchair. And one of the nurse's aides came up and they had a camera in the hallway looking down, and they got the whole thing. The nurse's aide started yelling at her and grabbing her hair and shaking her. And this old woman can't do anything about it. You know, she's in a wheelchair. I mean, she didn't even scream. She probably dealt with that every single day. You know, and then to top the end of the video off, this nurse's aide took the old lady and tossed her down on the floor. It's horrible. What is wrong with people? That's why I was saying, you don't know what kind of abuse you can end up getting if you don't have somebody looking after you. But just like my friend Steve, he had a stroke a couple of years ago, probably about a couple of years ago, and he ended up in a rehab center. And when I used to go to visit him, he would tell me that there were a couple of those nighttime nurses or aides that wouldn't bring him the bedpan when he needed it. And I didn't really take them too seriously. I should have, but I mean, even then, what could I do? But he had the best friend that always took care of him. So he was there day in and day out. So, and finally he's out of there. He's back home. Thank God. But, and you know, I don't mean, nurses are the most wonderful people in the world. And I'm not trying to knock nurses. My niece is a nurse. But some of them just don't belong in that position. They don't have the personality. You know? So, it's sad and it's scary. Isn't it so nice and peaceful out here? All woods. With a few houses on this road, but for the most part, it's beautiful. I love, folks. I am so happy that I'm getting out here and I'm becoming committed to it. And I have you guys to thank for that. It's not all just me. It's having you guys too coming along with me. Talking to you just gets me so motivated to keep going at it. And if this is the trick, then I recommend everybody start a YouTube channel. And like I said in my very first video, it's getting a little bit hot with this rain jacket on. Not too many people around that's going to see my fat. But start a YouTube channel. You know, like I said in my first video, even if it doesn't, you know, even if I don't become a big star, I have these videos to look back on, you know, and see my progress. It's like a diary. And I already do look back at some of the videos I started 13 days ago. And I swear, I think I already see a difference. Now I know I feel a difference. You know, I'm getting more energy. My skin is feeling better. That pain that I had on the side here, I haven't felt it for a couple of days. That went away. And I do sleep better for the most part. But I'm only like 6 days into ketosis, with one day that I was knocked out of it. So I'm not, you know, for the first month I was reducing my carbs. But I still feel so much better, folks. My mood is getting better. Don't waste another day of your life. Don't do it. Put that as your intention for the day. Look at this flooding here. Look at this. Can you see it? Oh, I'm trying to line it up. Bad flooding. They're saying that the campground that my sister and I have reserved is getting pretty flooded up at the lake. So we're going to take a look at that tomorrow. But it's not right on the lake, our site, so we should be all right. But, you know, your life is passing by, folks. It is so sad when it's self-inflicted. It's self-inflicted. I mean, yeah, we could blame the food industry, which I do, you know, and we can blame the pharmaceutical companies, which I do, and the medical part of it all, which I do. But I know that it's necessary too, and it does save lives. If somebody absolutely cannot lose weight, then those meds are saving their life. That's the way I look at it. Some people just can't help it, you know. But if you can help it, like I always say, if you could just walk a half a block, I guarantee you in 2 weeks you'll be walking a block. That's how it's going for me. It's so slow. It's so slow. What am I up to? 13 minutes. I gotta head back, folks. I love this road. I think I just swallowed one of the famous black flies that we get up here. But if you still could walk a half a block, do it. Do it. Don't let another day pass you by. I'm grateful for every single day that I have. You know, and I know that it's one day at a time. Anything could happen. My hip hurt the other day, and thank God it didn't last. But that kind of thing will set you back. And then you end up right back into the old, you know, way of living, eating because you can't get out of your chair because you're injured or something. You know, and that's really the only enjoyment you have when you're sitting in a chair and you can't get up. It really is, and I used to say that. I used to say I gotta have some enjoyment. And I use food as my enjoyment. But it you know, what do you get? 10 minutes of enjoyment while you're eating, and then you're suffering? It's not worth it. I better get on this side. It's not worth it, folks. Like I say, life is too short. Every day that we're not doing the right thing is a day lost forever. I just, the serenity of the woods. Look back in there. You see it? Oh, that's so peaceful. Just love it. This makes me very happy to be out here. One day at a time. I know I'm going slow. I can't go fast right now. But just at this pace, just at this little pace I'm going, is more than I have done. Before March 22nd when I started this journey. I wasn't able to do this. Not even at this pace. Even at this pace, I'm still getting the oxygen in my lungs. My blood is still circulating better. My mood is still improving. You don't have to run a marathon to get benefits out of this. It clears your brain. You get in touch with the universe. I don't want to get crazy on you, but it's true. We're all connected. Every one of these living trees, we're connected to it. And it's so nice to be out here and being amongst it all. And look at that black sky that we have up there today. Look at the blue sky. I don't think I've ever seen it so beautifully blue. It's gorgeous. So, there's no magic words that anybody could say. You gotta be ready. I always waited. I always thought somebody's gonna say the right thing. And that's gonna do the trick. That's gonna make me change my ways. But, the only thing I could tell you that really helped me, that's helping me now, is that No Carb Life with Dave Mack on YouTube. I can't tell you how many hours I sat there watching video after video after video of people, normal people like you and me, change their whole life around, get rid of serious illnesses. That, I know I like all the other channels too, but this particular channel, it means so much to hear other people tell their stories because they're not all acting. Dave Mack didn't hire these people to put on a good show. These are real people, and they have their before and after pictures. These are real people that went carnivore or ketovore or even keto. Dr. Berg is good if you want to go just keto. But it's all the same, low carb. Get off the carbs. But that will be the first thing that will start to inspire you, is seeing other people improve their life. Save their life. Not just improve it, save it. I think me doing this is saving my life. Because I was ready, and it's one day at a time. I was going to end up in a wheelchair or in a nursing home because of being obese and diabetic and back problems, and the list goes on, folks. And it all through the years just compounded. One thing after another started going wrong with me. It's pretty hard to get out and enjoy your life when you're not feeling well. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? How could you not love that? I love it. I know a lot of you do too. That's beautiful. But, so, that's the one, that's what I would do before I did anything. Is start watching those videos. And you'll learn about the other doctors. Other videos. Ken Berry, Sean Baker, Dr. Chafee, Bill Knott. I said that before. He's so inspiring, his story. Carrie from Homestead How. God, there's so many of them. William Davis. I read a book from him years ago, and I had it put away. And somebody mentioned him, so I actually found that book. I haven't started reading it yet. It seems like I've been so busy, but I want to reread that book. That's all about wheat belly. And God knows I got a wheat belly, all right. So, but my very first video that I suggest, glue yourself to that YouTube and watch those stories from everyday people on No Carb Life. That's the name of the channel, No Carb Life. Dave Mack, he was an alcoholic and he got off the alcohol and he's a carnivore and he's the one that hosts the show. And that's what really, I still watch it every day. I try to get at least one video in a day to start my day in the morning so that I stay motivated. Because it's so easy to forget things. But if every day you hear somebody's success story, it helps me to stop like this. It's not ruining my exercise. As a matter of fact, it's a sneaky way for me to take a break when I feel I need it. But that's what I would recommend. That is a wonderful, wonderful channel on YouTube. And it's nice the other channels teach you. They go more in depth with how it all works. Eating meat. We've all been taught that just eating meat. Well, the carnivore diet, I'm sure most of you know, is meat. They recommend on a carnivore diet you eat meat, butter, bacon, and eggs. Now, some people include cheese and everything, and I eat cheese. And I'm not strictly on a carnivore diet. I'm working my way from low carb. And I want to be on the ketovore diet, if not on the carnivore diet. I don't want to eat carbs. That's a big thing that's happened to me so far. It's been quite a few days now that I've been in ketosis, and I'm not having any episode of a sugar low. So, what is that now? So that's since March 22nd. I'm climbing a hill here, folks. It's not a big hill, but... And I want to get back up to my car because I don't want to take too much of your day away. I was only going to go 10 minutes out and 10 minutes back. But I get to talking. And I'm not even thinking about my walk. Just how much I'm enjoying it. Now, this really is the way I like it. Is to have this aerobics. The air going into my lungs. But I can't overdo it. I can't go for long. I did not yet. I can't. But what do they call that? I did that years ago. When you exercise and then you go real fast for a minute or two or whatever, and then you stop and go slow again. I forget what that's called, but I did do that years ago. My hair's not grown back yet. You know, it's funny, but like I said, you listen to all these success stories, and I got it in me real bad because I'm waiting for the miracles to start happening. And they will. They will start happening. Who knows even if my back might get straightened out. I believe it. 100% I believe that these people that have had successes are telling the truth. I believe it. I honestly do. So, the only right that I have to even preach this, and I'm not trying to preach it, I'm just trying to tell you how things are happening with me. I wouldn't be out here taking this beautiful walk a month and a half ago. You know? So folks, I'm almost back to my car. I'm gonna say goodbye for today. Have a wonderful day. Now tomorrow I'm going out with my sister up to the marina, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna get a chance to make a video. If I can, I'll try, and if I can't, we'll have a nice day tomorrow too. And don't forget, folks, one day at a time. Just a little bit. One less carb, one small walk. Take care, folks. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching. And thanks for subscribing and commenting and all of the above. Bye.